The Reggae Boys 1-0 lost to Guatemala. It's actually not as bad as people are making it. And I'm going to tell you why. Welcome sports fans, welcome back to this side at Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting and everything sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet. But before I get into today's video, don't forget to like this one, leave a comment and subscribe to this side at Sports TV. But one more thing for me to do, and that's to share the video to at least 10 people. Get us 6 subscribers, because if each one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? And yes people, before we get into the video, it is not clickbait. I actually believe this. So Jamaica played their first Gold Cup game against Guatemala on Monday night at 9 p.m. and Jamaica lost 1-0. Now people, I believe that this was actually not an awful performance as everybody will have you think. Actually don't think that. I actually think this game was an okay performance. Now a lot of players had bad games, but in totality I don't think this game was the worst game that Jamaica ever played. Honestly, I was looking at the game and there was no point in the game where I was frustrated with what Jamaica was trying to do. No point in the game that I was frustrated with what we were trying to do. No point in the game where I was frustrated with the style of play. I was frustrated with the way we approached the game in terms of adjusting to Guatemala instead of allowing them to adjusting to us. I was annoyed with the individual mistakes that we were making. I was annoyed by the way the midfield was playing. But in terms of the strategy and the way the coach set up the team to play, I wasn't annoyed. That was just the truth. And throughout the 90 minutes, what we were trying to do was actually what we were supposed to be trying to do. And I told you guys in the first video I did on the Gold Cup that expect inconsistencies. Expect this team to not have it all together, because we are still trying to figure it out. We are still trying to figure it out. And from me see the starting lineup, I knew that this game was not going to be pretty. I still think we would have won the game, and I still think that we did enough to win that game. Did we deserve to win the game? No, we didn't deserve to win it, because ultimately Guatemala created the better chances, but Jamaica was always in the game, and Jamaica created enough actions where we should have gotten something out of the game. But I can't say, oh, we deserve it for win more than Guatemala. You see me? So I'm expecting inconsistencies. I'm expecting this team to still be figuring it out. This is a new system. This is the third time we're playing with an inverted right back. So we now always have it together, people. And so let's not overreact and all of a sudden say sack the coach. Let's not overreact. Let's wait it out. Let's ride out the season. Now, what this means for us is that we need to win the game against Guadeloupe. We need to win the game against Panama. That is ultimately what it means. But we can do it. Somebody even gonna get to that. We can do that. It's just a matter of analyzing this performance. I don't think it was the worst performance in the world, because let's frame it properly. I don't think it's the worst performance in the world, because as bad as Jamaica play, let's look at it. Amari Bell had a stinker. As the game start, Amari Bell get bunked off of the ball and the man get a shot, and Andre Blake have to catch it. As the game start, him don't know what going. Ethan Pinnock had one of the worst games he've ever played for Jamaica. Missed time passes, out of position, get a header when I'm supposed to put in at the back of the net. Never. So Ethan Pinnock never have a great game. Richard King, I think, I'm not going to say Richard King had an awful game, but Richard King had an okay game. That's what I'm going to say. And people probably blame him for the mistake, but he was stretching at the ball. Ethan Pinnock missed the header. The mistake was made up the pitch by Damian Lowe. We can't not kill Richard King for that. Joel Latibodier was not having a good game, but in fact was having a bad game at right back. So already that's 3 out of the 4 defenders having bad games. Let's go to the midfield. Damian Lowe was having a mare in the midfield, lunging into tackles, being out of position all the time and tired so early in the game. John Russell, he tried, picked up the ball in some good position, had some good actions, but also got tired in the midfield. Demar Gray, passenger, all our midfield that not having a good day. Right? So many players having bad games already. Ronaldo Cephas tried, Liam Bailey tried, Warner Brown tried. The attack tried. The ball just never get to them in a good positions. The team couldn't manage to create nothing for them. They had to try to create it for themselves. You see me? And the few opportunities that came to them, they didn't manage to score a goal, but they tried. You see me? And some now kill the forward line. But at least 78 out of the 11 players on the pitch had bad games yesterday. And Jamaica was still in the game. And so for that, I think I think that it is actually a positive. So just having a slightly better game, we would have won that game. Just a slightly better game. That's all it came down to, for me at least, and that's the way I look at it. I have to take the positives. The competition is not over. We cannot overreact to every game. As soon as the coach lose a game, sack him, and then he win one game. Oh, keep him at the best thing since sliced bread. Then him lose a game, sack him again, and then lose a game. Oh, sack him. Or if him lose the competition, sack him. It don't work, so people. We're building towards the World Cup, and although we have hopes of winning the World Cup, we're still building as a team. We should be building, but we are still building. You see me? So, with that said, let's get into the lineup for a second. Because we're going to do a player rating. Let's do the player rating. We're not going to draw the video too much in the car. People, quick plug. Just posted a tactical analysis of the game. Make sure you go and check that out. I think it's a brilliant video. Analyze the way we set up and what we're trying to do and what Guatemala was trying to do in the game. So go and check that out. Let's talk about the individual players now and the player rating. Andre Blake didn't have much to do. The passing, man. There were some times when some easy passes were available. Andre Blake just couldn't manage to get it done. But we already know that this is not what is his strongest suit. Andre Blake kept the game at 1-0 when we really and truly should have been down 2-0. So I'm going to give Andre Blake. People, disregard the scores on this. I took this from an app, and so I don't agree with some of these scores. So we'll get to that. Andre Blake, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. The goal was not his fault. He didn't do much wrong as a goalkeeper. Some of his passes were just wayward. Average performance for Andre Blake, give him a 7. Amari Bell, I'm going to give Amari Bell a 5.5. Not doing well enough, didn't offer us anything going forward. He had one square that he put into the box, and that was when we were chasing the game in the second half. Amari Bell was out of position too much as a left back. The goal did it come from the goal came from his side. After they won the ball went immediately to his marker. The player that he was supposed to be marking. And just overall, he didn't seem, what would you say now? Commanding in the game. That's the word. He wasn't commanding in his position. And so I'm going to give him a 5.5. I'm going to give Ethan Pinnock a 5.5 also. I think that side of the pitch was just woeful. I'm not used to this from Ethan Pinnock. Too many misplaced passes, man. Too many missed tackles. But obviously, he might have good actions. But a 5.5 for Ethan Pinnock. For Richard King, I'm going to give Richard King a 6. Because people, you see, I agree with this already. They have Ethan Pinnock better than Richard King in the game. And I honestly think Richard King was decent. He was at least trying to play forward passes, and it wasn't just aimless long balls. He was trying to put the ball into Warner Brown. He was trying to get the ball out to Liam Bailey. He always had his head up. He wasn't trying to just play the ball back every time. And so, I will give Richard King a 6. Joel Latibodier, I think, had a better second half. In the first half, he was woeful. So I'm going to give Joel Latibodier a 6 also. Going to give him a 6, people. This game, this now have no high score now. Because I don't tell how much of the player them a bad game already. I'm going to give Latibodier a 6. Damian Lowe. What am I feeling right as a 6-4? Nah. Damian Lowe my favorite reggae boy player, but Damian Lowe that have to be a 5.5, my dog. Probably a 5 too. Probably a 5. Damian Lowe, you have to... Alright. So I argue with people about this a lot. See? I don't know this. I don't know say we are big supporters of Damian Lowe over here. So when people say a wild man I get red card and this and that, Damian Lowe now get no red card. And when Damian Lowe get the yellow card, I wasn't worried for a bit. Thinking that he would have, gotten a second yellow or whatever. I wasn't. So Damian Lowe, you have to be a bit more mature in your play. And I was talking to Joe Mar last night, and the first thing him say is, love Damian Lowe, but sometimes the man just so immature in him passing. And bro, you have to understand, when you lose the ball, sometimes you're not going to win it back right away. And Damian Lowe feels say if him lose the ball, he need to win it back. No, you see, if me have to broke a man foot for win it back, me I go win it back. And so that is just immaturity in your play. You have more football IQ than that. You're smarter than that as a footballer. You have more experience than that. Get back in your position and know so the next 5 passes, keep it simple. And then you can go again. No, him feel like he must run on him and them and take the ball from them. Even if he need to go through them to take it. And so that's just immaturity in his position and not being used to play in the midfield position. As a central midfielder, you're going to lose the ball sometimes. And that is okay. You have to minimize how many times you lose it. But in the game, you're not going to go perfect. And I feel like every time Damian Lowe lost the ball, he just tried to win it back. The tackles were just mistimed. He was lunging in all the time and got an early yellow card. I'm going to say something to Joe Mar last night. You see, the way Damian Lowe play upon a yellow card is actually how Damian Lowe play all the time. You get me? I said, knowing when for go, knowing when for stay, making the short tackle, not lunging in. I saw Damian Lowe for play from the jump. You know, and so I'm going to give Damian Lowe. Matter of fact, I hate for this, but I give Damian Lowe a 5. He was one of the worst players on the park for Jamaica, honestly. He was one of the worst. This was not his best game. He never cover himself in glory. Them are a grade 5. Them are a grade 5. I mean, I know how them give them a grade. Sometimes, I wonder. Them are a grade 5. Them are a grade as a passenger in this Jamaican team. He's hiding from the ball. He's not coming to the ball. He doesn't want it. It's almost like it, you can... people, you know, sometimes you have players that can play multiple positions. No. Demar Gray look like a winger trying to play like a attacking midfielder. That's what it looks like. Him say him can play the position, but him not look like him can play the position. Him turns not well, him not play well with him back to goal. Him not do well after him get the ball. And so it's almost like him have to be running towards the goal every time. So it literally looks like a winger trying to play midfield, people. And so not pleased with Demar Gray. 5. Next, Jonathan Russell. I'm going to give Jonathan Russell a 6. Wasn't his worst day, but I think he was the best of the midfielders, if I be totally honest. He tried, got tired towards the end of the game and just was out of position after that. But he was doing the work for 2 players. You get me? So Jonathan Russell have to give him a 6. Liam Bailey, I give Liam Bailey a 6.5. Liam Bailey always tried, and when the ball now find him go find it. Liam Bailey a work back, Liam Bailey a help back. I have to give Liam Bailey a 6.5, isn't me? Wasn't his greatest game, didn't have much going forward, but whenever he got the ball, he tried. You get me? I say he was being double teamed a lot, triple teamed sometimes. And so there was not much he could do about that. On the next side is Ronaldo Cephas. Ronaldo Cephas, I'm going to give Ronaldo Cephas a 6. Not as good as Liam Bailey. Did create probably the best opportunity for Jamaica. Obviously, I'm telling the people that pace get Ronaldo Cephas out of trouble so much. And all me sees right now is get Demar Gray out of that midfield. Go fight for your spot with Cephas, brother. You're not a midfielder, you cannot play the position well. Straight up and down. Anyways, give Ronaldo Cephas a 6. It wasn't his worst game, it wasn't his best game. Just an okay game. You get me? I said the same position, same score, Richard King and a John Russell, maybe I give Cephas. You get me? I said probably Cephas was a little bit better than them. Probably we were a 6.2 or 6.3. But yeah, that's as far as that goes. Warner Brown didn't have a good game. He was just alright. Can't remember open chance we missed. Can't remember the team creating much for him. So maybe I give Warner Brown just a 6. Didn't do much bad, didn't do much at all. He was pressing, he was trying. Played with heart, played with fight. He just didn't come off for him. And you're not going to have a great game all the time. And this was not his greatest game. So that's as far as that goes. Now, to run out the video, I'm going to talk about what Jamaica needs to improve for the next game against Guadeloupe on Friday. First thing, we need back Isaac Hayden. That's the first thing. We need back Isaac Hayden. Damian Lowe should not be playing midfield unless this is a... Where do I call it now? Last resort. Unless we have no other option, Damian Lowe should not be playing midfield. Or unless we need that aggression in the midfield. Because although Damian Lowe did have mistime tackles and all of that, you see the aggression, I feel like it caused the Guatemalan players to think a bit more. Because I'm a left hand player, them not try to hold on the ball too long. And so for that, I have to give Damian Lowe some props. His aggression in the midfield is good. It's just that you have to know how to channel that aggression well. So the first thing Jamaica needs to do to move forward to that Guadeloupe game is to get back Isaac Hayden in that midfield. We need it. We need the transition, people. We need the transition. We need it. You get me? I say. The second thing that we need to do is Latibodier as a right back. He's not a centre back and I don't want to see him in the centre of the pitch. He doesn't turn well. He's stiff in the midfield in the transition the ball. Latibodier as a right back when we're inverting. Lembikisa, but telling the last video people, Lembikisa is a better right back. Because as a right back, you're not only supporting defense, brother. You help your winger too. You get me? I say you have to push up the field and go forward, and Latibodier just now that. But in terms of inverting, because that is why I want Jamaica to play invert, wants Latibodier right back for the inversion. And also for the next game, that the third thing that we should do to make sure that we beat Guadeloupe is approach the game like you're the favorites. Approach the game like you're the favorites. Straight up. No, we have to hope for Guadeloupe get a draw with Guatemala maybe, and we have to beat Panama. You get me? I say we have to beat Guadeloupe and beat Panama, or we beat one and hope say Guadeloupe draw with the other one. Try get in for some goal difference or something, cause we need to make it to the quarterfinals, people. We can't bounce in the group stage that just not look good. You see me? I don't think me left out nothing. What do you want to talk about this game? But now I keep it too long, yeah, people. Check out the tactical analysis. This is just a review of the game and where I think Jamaica went wrong and how I see the game. It's just not as bad as people are making it, and I think we can build on this performance. People expect inconsistencies. Don't expect this team to be perfect. I'm not an apologist for the team. I'm not trying to make excuse for the team. But we understand football. I would know say when a team are built, especially when you're missing probably the most important piece of your midfield, when you have two non-midfielders in there, it just now go so cohesive all the time. So, coach, last thing me I gotta say, I'm glad me just say coach while I can remember. Steve McLaren, although me I blame the midfielders and all that, they not put themselves in there and boss. The team is selected by the coach. And so Steve McLaren deliberately decided to leave midfielders and bring more forwards. Brother, the forward them not play anyway, so might as well bring the midfielder them not play. At least you could have an option for put what happened to Carey Anderson baller, what happened to Daniel Johnson. No, Daniel Johnson is not the answer, but at least you'd have an option off the bench or something instead of playing two non-midfielders. And this is not me calling for Daniel Johnson, by the way. I would much rather Carey Anderson, but I'm just saying picking basically 4 midfielders to come is just nonsense. Can't think about it, 3 of them have to play. You know? And so the coach may I put the midfield choice and the midfield performance, I'm going to put that on the shoulders of the coach. He tried and he failed at it. The team tried to invert and he just couldn't unlock the things that he wanted it to unlock because the players that were in there could not do it well enough. You see me? That people. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to this or that Sports TV. And the one more thing for me, and that's to share the video to at least 10 people. Get to 6 subscribers. Because if each one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know? Many subscribers I'll get us by the end of the day, people. But for now, this was this or that Sports TV. I gone.